So at the moment we've left Cairns, we had a big fill up, we've done all the not all the jerrys, most of the jerrys, and we're heading towards Mossman now. And we're on the bit of this windy road, but I'll tell you what, she's pretty scenic. Every now and then you'll pop out, you'll see a bit of water and some beaches, and it's quite a spectacular spot. So if you're up here, there's plenty of vantage spots, plenty of areas to pull over. If you can, we just had a van pull up dead in front of us, and then the van in front of him nearly didn't stop in time, and I barely stopped for the one in front of me. So we were very lucky there. But if you're picking your spot, try and pick somewhere that's off to the side where you're not going to disrupt traffic, or give plenty of notice, I suppose. But this is the beaches that we're looking at. Righto, so made a wrong turn, shot through Mossman, started to go towards Daintree. Want to see the Daintree, but probably not this trip. Sort of a bit time poor in that regard because we're gunning for the Tele Track. So right now, guy driving past the caravan must have ripped his door off on the dirt road. Wide open. Anyway, we're pulled up for a quick bite of smogo, just on one of the gravel pads on the side of the road. So try and find a spot with a tree. Usually that one's not providing too much shade. Quick batch of wraps, so we do it because it's quick and easy. Throw some stuff on a wrap, ham and tomato and cheese and spinach and whatnot. I've got the car running because we're starting to have a little few issues with the battery in the canopy of the trailer. I don't know what the go is there, other than assuming that the battery we put in, being second hand and small, might be giving us a bit of grief. But that's alright, we've sort of ironed that out, we hope. We'll just let the car keep idling, hope the fridge gets back down to temp, because that was meant to run as a freezer with all our meat in it. And then we'll push on and smash it up to Musgrave. So that's the next patch of ride. Tele yet, but we are coming up towards Hann River. So look, I've looked forward to this part for a very long part of the drive, or the last few months even. Here's a good point, truck coming up. See how much dust they're kicking off? Best bet for us is just to get as wide as we can, give him as much clean road as possible and let him cruise by, because we don't know what's in that dust. Car pops out of nowhere. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that. We've just hit the end of our day. We ended up pulling into Hann River Roadhouse instead of making Musgrave, just because we've heard quite a few good things about the Hann River Roadhouse. Day started to get a bit long, and we probably ginned around in Cairns longer than we wanted to or needed to, so it was just easier to nip it in the bud earlier. It means we can have a beer earlier and spend some time just setting everything up for camp for the night and get sort of a game plan to travel on, move on for Bramwell Junction tomorrow. So this is us set up now. We've still got to fold the tent up the other half, but for an overnight stop it's working out pretty good. Just throwing the ladder straight off the tent onto that drawbar plate. Rolly's smashing a bit of the hamburgers on. Just made up some rissoles. These guys are cranking into it. Tent's working really good on that trailer actually. I like that because they can still use their car. We really, something that we've lost the ability to tackle, but is what it is. Tank frame's holding up alright. That bit of angle's got a little bit of bow to it now, unfortunately, but it is holding everything up. After the battle with the shackle bolts and everything yesterday, they're all tension and holding good. Other than that, a little bit of dirt, not a lot, so everything's got a nice layer of dust, but we'll crank on and crack into it tomorrow. Probably leave, try and get on the road by 7. So that way we get an early mark, and then that way we can hopefully get the buggies. What's that, mate? Not me. Mine's on my beard.
Does Auntie
Ring pull.
Riley do that?
No, Auntie Riley doesn't do that.
Who does that?
Uncle Warnie does that, but he ain't here. Anyway, asking all the big questions here.
Keep it in there.
What? No, he just takes it off. Yeah, push on to hopefully Bramwell Junction tomorrow and get the buggies off and start having a look around the Cape and sussing out what we're going to do as far as pushing these trailers into the Teletrack, hopefully. Hann River Roadhouse. Very, probably cheap actually. Good spot. Do rate it. I keep it quick because the battery's about to go flat and we're out for this morning, so I didn't film anything around camp because it was pretty early when we were packing up, and starting these things isn't very quiet. So that's Hann River Roadhouse in the background there. Great spot, yeah, I would recommend it. Pretty cheap, like I think I said yesterday, and what we experienced last night was clean showers and clean toilets. That's probably all you need to know about it. This is us rolling out. Bramwell Junction next. Keep that in mind if you're ever doing these sort of drives. That's someone's whole camper trailer top. Yeah, you got to keep that in mind if everyone's driving along. Caravans and cars, they're going to have a much slower speed, so you got to keep an eye out for them. Overtake safe, lights on. We found wait until we can see clear straights somewhat, and then jump out with the headlights on and just see if you can stay at old mate's mirror up ahead. As I suppose a bit of a tip, that's in our opinion. Once you can see their mirror, they should flick an indicator on because they'll have a clean sight to show you that you're right to come around. That's been our experience today. I suppose there's obviously a few people with that opinion on the road, which is pretty safe. Next patch of bitumen, we're going to quickly pull over just because of the corrugations and double check everything's tight. Roof racks, suspension bolts, anything and everything to do with the trailer that's got a nut and bolt on it. We've gone around with the paint pen and marked all their nuts and bolts on U-bolts and spring hangers and stuff like that. Just that way, when we lie under the under the trailer, when we do pull up, it's a bit quicker because you can see. Because you can see that way when the easy ID mark if the paint's not all in its line. So. Not far to go for bitumen, and then we'll pull up like I said. Right, so this is what we like to check up on when we pull up. Make sure spotty lights, they all sort of can come loose. These ones seem to be pretty good, but I've also seen other ones sort of come apart. Rhino rack legs, I'm not saying rhino rack specifically, but I've seen them come loose on roads. Last thing you want to do is get some play on the gutter and wreck your roof. Tent mounts, because tents are heavy, they do a lot of shaking about. Jump underneath, check suspension bolts. As you can see, paint pen marks. All that stuff makes it quick and simple when you're on the road. Like hitch bolts, make sure that there's no play or anything in them. And all your straps, obviously. Rolly's already done a lap, she's getting a tail now. But other than that, we're looking pretty good. Everything's sort of staying in place, which is a good thing. Here's our water tank. Yeah, she's got a bit of bend, but it's up there still. We know about that little leak. That was when I plumbed it in the other day, and I haven't had a chance to fix it. Again, paint pen marks on the back of those nuts on the bottom of the U-bolts. I can see that they haven't moved, and the heat shrink hopefully will save it if it does. I do think that carpet we put on top of our tanks there is starting to shimmy out. That's alright, that's more of just a protective buffer for us, I suppose. Carpet looks like it's moving under the...
How are we looking?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you looking?
It's come loose yet.
Yeah. Buggies are still on, so that's the big thing. Alright, well they're the things that we try and look at and try and check when we pull up. Canopy handles are falling down, that's just probably from being rough. Okay. It's good habit to be in, just checking that stuff from time to time. One thing that probably does, I want to say, piss me off, like, this is a truck stop. That's why it's a good little window opportunity on the side of the road to be clear of traffic and do your checks around your car and everything. Unfortunately, the frustrating part is there's people that are out here fixing shit, and then they just go and leave it on the ground. What's that? Brake cleaner. I'd love to be picking a lot of the stuff up, but I don't have enough room. Like, my bin bag's half full and we're going to dump that hopefully when we get to Bramwell, otherwise we'll keep carrying it. Oil drums. Someone's done a service. That's not the first one I've seen. I've seen them further back. But basically, if you can afford to bring the shit in, you should be able to take it back out with you, or at least get it to a roadhouse or somewhere where you can be dumping this stuff. Right, I'll show you something. So, from our last point of corrugations, these speedos said something 73, so we've done another 56, oh, what's that, 50, 60, 70, 89 kilometers. Corrugations got really bad then, really bad, but I love that sort of stuff. We're on the road and I'm on holidays, and it's something different to, I don't know, the Bruce Highway or one of the main roads near home that's just rough as, and it's similar drive anyway. You're just on it much more consistently. So again, pulled up for Smoko, you gotta walk around and have a look at stuff, because that got pretty bad. Like I said, so all the mounts are looking good, but I've already had a quick look and I went straight to something that I thought would be an issue, and guess what? It is. So we'll have a check over popping analysis trailer in a minute, but our springs are coming loose again. So if you see there's a gap between the axle and the leaf pack, and you can see where the plate's been smashing around on the U-bolt. I would say, at a stab in the dark, that heat shrink trick has really saved those nuts coming off properly. So that was all tight, oh, what did I say, 80 or 90 k's ago. The corrugations are smashing that hard, and it's loosened that up. So we're going to have some smoko. I'll get the gear out while Rolly starts smashing the wrap out. We do the wraps because the wraps are easier. You just cut stuff and...
Yeah, we do.
I don't, Riley does. It's even easier because I'm not even doing it. What was the other thing? Milk. We had those milk cartons, the long life ones, the boxes, and put them in the canopy on the other side, and they'd been rubbing on the latch on the door. So on our last check after I finished, the carton had just worn through and put like a little milk spot on the floor, about a 5-cent piece. So we'll double check how these guys are going, and then I'll get the tarp out and I'll lay under the trailer. How are you guys travelling?
So far so good.
Yeah.
Bit of a rattle coming from up top, but I have to have a bit of a look. Lost the spotty cover, so I pulled the other one off. One's better than none.
My springs are loose on the left.
Are they?
Yeah, but we didn't lose the nuts, which is good, but I got 5 or 10 mil between the bottom plate on the underside of the axle and the top of the leaf pack.
Okay.
There were a few washouts and a few like bull dust sections of just soft shit that you just, or soft stuff I should say, that you just drive into and smack. Yours are looking alright.
Yeah. Got a bit of a water leak over near me tap.
Yeah, you sure that's water?
Yeah, maybe not.
Hey, look, you got dust on your shirt.
Yeah, I'm laying in it now, matey. You got a little bit of tyre rub, not like what I had before I left though. That's all good.
Yeah,
other than that,
a few big ones there, eh? It wasn't real nice, right?
oh, it got horrible towards the end. But I'd rather be here than at work.
Yeah. Yeah, fixing it at work's a chore.
Yeah. This is an adventure.
That's right.
Geez, your tail light covers are working too.
Yours covered in shit?
No, I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
I'm more focusing on my suspension at the minute.
Yeah.
So we'll smash a feed, and then what we'll do is jump underneath the trailer, start tidying things before we move on. Other than that, everything's strapping down properly.
Then you have it everywhere.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Riley's not going to let me back in the ute like that. I was going to say something, but now I forgot what I was going to say. Other than check your stuff, because these are loose as.
Hey?
Other than check your stuff, because these are as loose as. That's how far the nut had dropped.
Yeah.
Pop's idea to put the heat shrink on. Mark it that one. I know outside of that, carry a good set of spinners.
Yeah.
In my case, ratchet spinners. Hey, Riley.
Always have 4 sets.
This one's good because it does everything. Double purpose, slide, full set.
Yeah, they don't look loose, but...
That's all sprayed the front of it. The big idea I'm looking for is the gap between that plate, which is welded to the bottom of the axle, and the top leaf pack. So that one looks alright, but I'm going to check it with the spinner anyway. Otherwise, that's a real quick smoko stop and repair without it getting bad. I'd say that's pretty good there now. Here's this one. Not really, like a little bit in it. But I wouldn't say it's coming loose. If anything, I'd say that right side's more just it stretching. Maybe a little bit with the load. All of them look good. Oh, holy dooly. Boy, my axle is compressed that much that it's bent my booker rod. I've just picked up.
As it smacked onto the...
As it smacked onto the thread, it's bent the booker rod like back.
Yeah, man, there was like...
Oh, that's a big old knot. So,
Yeah, you had a fair old bit of wheel travel following you.
yeah, right. Alright, well, I'll check a few more things, then we'll get back on the road. Telegraph Road. It's the first part of it. Hit a bit of dirt. It's very red at the start back there, and it's starting to sort of lose a bit of that red. We'll come back into it in a minute. But if you have a look at the track, you can see what way the wind normally blows, because those plants, as much as they're trying to be green, they're quite brown on the left there. And that's just it. As you can see, I'll make dust in front of it and just cranking across to the left. So very excited to be at this part of the trip, and this is, I don't know, should mean the end of bitumen and stuff for us, and this is the start of the four-wheel driving part. So we'll probably end the first video pretty soon. Other than that, thanks for staying with us.